Well, good morning. I've decided it's time for another dip into the box, another early morning excursion into a box of records that needs to be shelved. My cat's messing with the scene here. Another early morning excursion into a box of records that needs to be shelved. Let's see what I pull out. Septober Energy, Centipede, original American pressing, double LP set. Promotional copy. Of this absolutely star-studded collaboration of the absolute cream of early 70s British jazz rock. Yeah, this is killer. I was really pleased when I found this. I found this in Austin, Texas a couple years ago. I was hoping to find an RCA Neon copy of this. However, super stoked to find this, and this is just absolutely killer. Alright, so here's a original Blue Note pressing of Easy Walker from Stanley Turrentine. This is a really good record. Let's see. McCoy Tyner, Bob Cranshaw, Mickey Roker. Good stuff. Classic, mid 60s jazz from him. Great cover. This was reissued in the 90s as part of Blue Note's Rare Groove series. This is an original pressing. What else do we have? Okay. So, sorry. I'm adjusting the OBI here. This is an original Japanese pressing of the Far East Family Band. Great space rock. The Cave Down to the Earth with a cool die cut cover here. Fantastic record. I really like the Far East Family Band. I think that this is, well, I think they put out 4 records. I can't remember which one this is, but it's great. Excuse me. This guy's being feisty this morning. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is UK jazz, progressive jazz, jazz rock group Gilgamesh, original UK pressing of this. This is great. I love this kind of stuff, you know, Canterbury connections and so forth. Alan Gowan, Phil Lee, et al. This was one of the few sort of Canterbury related pieces that was sort of most recently added to my collection. And it's killer. On version from 1975. Alan Gowan, of course, would go on to be in National Health, who put out some amazing records as well. All right, here we go. What's next? This is Four Flies reissue of A Doppia Faccia, soundtrack to Italian films. You know, once upon a time, I used to show a ton of this stuff. I still collect it, but not with the fervor that I once did. I still love it, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this is composed by Nora Orlandi, one of the very few female Italian composers of note to make really interesting sort of soundtrack music and everything. If you like this kind of stuff, I recommend this soundtrack to A Doppia Faccia. Nora Orlandi is the composer. No bells and whistles on the inside here. All right. Well, fancy that. I pulled 2 soundtracks in a row. So this is an original American pressing on Varese Sarabande of Angelo Badalamente's soundtrack to David Lynch's absolute masterwork, Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet is, I think, Lynch's greatest work. One of my easily top 10 favorite movies of all time. And this soundtrack is fantastic as well. Highly recommended. If you've never seen this movie, you are doing yourself a disservice. Alright, this is 2 LP set. First LP from Magma. Absolutely killer. Love this gatefold image here in the middle. On Philips French pressing. Excellent progressive jazz LP from these guys. Highly recommended. Killer stuff. I notice I'm approaching the 10-minute mark here, so maybe a couple more, we'll see. Here's a later LP from Birth Control, Backdoor Possibilities, original pressing on Brain. This is a recent acquisition, and honestly, I haven't even listened to it yet, so I'm going to show it but I'm going to withhold any sort of descriptive language or judgment regarding this record. This might be like their 7th record or something like that. What do we have going back into the box? Blind Pull. Okay, so here is Black Jazz #1. Gene Russell's New Direction. Gene Russell's one of the guys that, or the guy that founded Black Jazz Records. Yeah, this is killer. You know, Black Jazz is one of those labels where there's not too many to collect them all, but you know, you're gonna pay for all of them, so glad to have the ones that I have. I think I have maybe 8, 9, or 10 records on Black Jazz, and I would love to get more killer stuff. Last one, I guess. Nice. So this was I couldn't believe I found this for $15. This is an original pressing on Blue Note of Eddie Gale's Black Rhythm Happening. Absolutely fantastic record from him. One of, I think, 2 records he did for Blue Note. But I was super stoked to find this. And to get it for $15 just blew my mind. So all right, people out there in VC land, hope everyone is doing well. Time to wake up the kid, get him to school, get to work, and go about the day-to-day drudgery of everyday life. Adios.